Welcome back to A Note to the Runners extended edition. Now, the goal of this micro podcast is to give you a greater insight into the behind the scenes, the inspiration, the motivation, and the stories behind each of the 42.2 poems that make up the anthology, which is A Note to the Runners. There's 42 days. I started this project 42 days out from the exhibition and the book launch. I started this little project when pre-order opens, so you can pre-order my book, A Note to the Runners. I'm shipping worldwide, and if I've missed a country, just send me a message and I'll arrange a way to get it to you. But it's out for pre-order. That's the main thing. Anyway, day number 7 of this little journey. Let's start with the poem. You looked at them and thought, wow, they're fast. You didn't stop to think that maybe they've been doing this for 20 years. You didn't stop to think that maybe they didn't start at the same time you did. Comparison isn't a thief, it's a vortex. Looking at them won't make you stronger, and it certainly won't make them faster. Take your joy, share it. Observe the doings, ask questions. You looked at them and wondered, could that be me? You looked at them and pondered, what does it take? Nothing great came overnight. Look at them and smile at their hard work. One day, someone will look at you and wonder how you did it. Hours don't disappear, and comparison doesn't cheer. I wrote this one in Madeira, Portugal this year. I can remember the exact hike that I was on, because leaving that hike, our car had 2 flat tires. So that has nothing to do with contributing to the inspiration behind this poem. But I think one of the key points of this poem is maybe they've been doing this for 20 years. And fitness and endurance sports particularly, or any skill or any craft, it's just time in the game. Takes a long time to become very good at something, and I think you can really make a lot of progress quickly. And I've always adhered to the idea that 2 years of consistent work will probably put you in the top 5% in the world for many things. If you really put your heart and soul into something for 2 years, you could make a lot of progress. But when you're on a start line or perhaps even a finish line, it's easy to get caught up and you're like, wow, these people are so fast. How will I ever get there? But you don't know the body of work. You don't know the amount of kilometers, the time in training, the gym sessions, the injuries they've endured. It just takes so long to get to that place of fitness. And I think one of the strongest lines here is comparison isn't a thief, it's a vortex, but also comparison doesn't cheer. It's like, what do we get out of comparing ourselves to others? And when we get into these vortexes, as I wrote about, of whether that's Strava and comparing miles and heart rates and numbers, it's just like, it just kills us. It's a thief of our time, it's a thief of our energy, it's a thief of our soul, really. And I think we can deplete ourselves in many ways, whether that's from a food perspective, a sleep, but I think it's like we really deplete ourselves emotionally when we compare. And when you're looking at someone else's Strava or their data or their times, that doesn't make you stronger. But if you go to the gym, that will. And I think I really want to encourage, just build your own foundation of evidence, build your own foundation of work, and show yourself how patient you can be, and cheer for yourself. Like, compare you to you. Compare you, and I know it's a cliche, but compare you to this version of you last year, 3 years ago, 5 years ago, even 3 months ago. Like, I look at myself with this current project, and 6 months ago where I was, this whole project didn't even exist. So the fact that I've brought this to life, if I compared myself to another poet that has 6 books out, I could make myself feel like quite down, but that doesn't achieve anything. It's like, I got to compare me to the version of me that once wanted to publish a poetry book and now I'm doing it. So I also think another key line in here is observe the doings, ask questions. It's like, rather than compare yourself to others, ask more questions. Ask what works for them. Ask what they struggle with, what challenges them, what they would have done 5 years ago, and use their 10, 20 years of lessons as an opportunity to learn. And I think that's a great thing, and that's just applicable to any area of life. But the more questions we can ask, the better, and asking questions definitely shrinks comparison. Asking questions is the antidote to comparison. Curiosity is. So this poem really encourages curiosity and patience more than anything. Nothing great came overnight. Look at them and smile at their hard work. I think society also really loves the story arc of someone that has had an overnight success or improved really quickly. But the reality is, it's like anybody that has done anything great is years and years and years of hard work, endless amounts of failures, trialing and testing, and it's never an overnight thing. So when you see someone do well, champion them. Just congratulate them, because I really truly believe that we don't tell people enough that they inspire us, and we don't give enough credit to people that have really put in the long, hard work. So be curious, congratulate people that have really been consistent, and maybe that's a byproduct of this poem, is we should champion consistency more. And how can we be sustainable? How can we be consistent people? And yeah, let's just drop comparison, because it is a thief. Anyway, that is poem 7. I'd love to hear your thoughts. I know this poem, when I posted it, had a lot of commentary around comparison doesn't cheer, and it's still one of my favourite lines out of the whole book. I think it is one of the strongest. Comparison doesn't cheer. Oh, and a quick shout out, it was because on that day I was wearing my friend's shirt from the last goodbye, and on the back it says, comparison is the thief of joy. And yeah, my take on that was, yeah, it's the thief of joy, and comparison doesn't lift people up. It doesn't cheer for others. So there you go. I would absolutely love it if you could pre-order my new book, A Note to the Runners. It's coming out October 4th, but every pre-order helps me be more organised. Gives me time to write the international shipping forms and a little poem and note to you. So thank you for the support. I'll see you tomorrow for day 8.